Let's get into Module 1's slides. These are available to you online as a link, but I'm going to review them, so you're welcome to review each recording. I'll try to make each section about 5 or 10 minutes. So the topics for today is to discuss why we would want to create a business plan, what are the different types of business plans there are, and how are they presented, and then we'll talk about priorities, goals, and actions. So first off, why create a business plan? It is the entrepreneur's strategic vision. It's the roadmap that details the journey from point A to point Z. And I use the words A to Z because it's not just A to B, where it's one small step. It's many multiple steps in order to get to where you want to be. In the pre-planning phase, we really want to focus on you as a person, as an entrepreneur, to help guide your path. And when we talk about the business plan, it should help you complement your personal vision statement. So a business plan is a way for you to make money with the business in order to help you as an individual succeed in life. The entrepreneur's strategic the entrepreneur's strategic vision is the roadmap that details that journey, A to Z, and it includes all the steps in between, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, on how to get there. Oftentimes, as we start out as entrepreneurs, we have trouble seeing the end goal of what we want our business to look like. And that can be really challenging if we don't know what the end looks like. How are we supposed to get there? And so part of the strategic business plan is to look at what do we actually want the objectives and outcomes of creating this business to be, and outlining the steps along the way. We are more likely to achieve the success that we want if we actually define what that success means to us, okay? Because we can chart a better path. And I always like to use the example of a hike. If you've never been on a hike before, especially in a new area, how do we learn how to get from point A to point Z? We can look at a map, we can read a book, we can ask other people that have done this journey before. We create a strategic plan of everything that we need in order to be successful. Okay, so a strategic plan for your business is very similar. We want to go from point A to point Z. We define what those points are, what success looks like to us at the end of our journey, and then we figure out what the resources we are going to need to start the journey, and then we go. And hopefully if we do a good job of pre-planning, then we're going to be successful of getting where we want to be. Yes, there will be roadblocks, there will be things that happen. We never know what's going to happen along the journey, but the better job we do at pre-planning, the more we can prepare and be successful. Okay, so some of the benefits of the business plan is you can identify the amount of funds you need, who's going to be on your management team, what product or service you're going to create, and if you need to create prototypes of them. Do you have customers, and is there a market to actually sell them? And at what point can you start making a profit on your business? And putting these things together, it helps prove if the idea is feasible or not. Can you actually be successful on your journey or not? And answering those questions, it can help give you financing, getting money in order to start out on your journey. Up next, we'll talk about a survey of different types of business plan presentations.